birthday to Craig as well.
Yes, I would like to wish you and Craig a happy my birthday. I'm unselfish. Like everyone on Earth needs to have a good Alex's birthday.
I agree, actually. Yeah, we all need to take place. We all need to take part in your birthday.
You said you were going to a holiday party later. How fitting!
Yeah,
how fitting! You know?
How fitting!
You should do that to celebrate my birthday.
After 10,000 years, I'm free!
Did you know, John, that there's a 41% success rate for coaches' challenges this year? You're like, geez, Mom, where are you getting this from? Oh, nobody. It's just a friend.
Oh, no. Boy, that sounds suspiciously like something Alex might bring up. Who's Alex? I don't.
Yeah, 41% success rate on
for coaches challenges. Speaking of that, I mean, well, since the most of the games I watch are, of course, Celtics games, there was a clip of Brad Stevens on the sideline after he challenged. I'm not sure which game it was, but he had a coach's challenge, and they basically they don't have the audio, but you can see the words he's mouthing, and he goes, "This is fucking bullshit. I'm done with these fucking challenges."
Damn.
Yeah. Fuck. He went home and washed his own mouth out with soap. And then he drank a glass of milk and put on his long johns and snuggled into the bed.
Straight in bed by 9:15. Yeah. No, I didn't. Is that a for real number you just got there?
Yeah. So 41% of them have been successful. So I would say that's like worth it,
Yeah, because this is the first year of its inception, right?
Yes.
Okay. Should we bring up this dunk by James Harden?
Of course. So
yes.
So here's I think what is happening with the coaches challenge, that is the biggest issue. I think it's like, number one, like you just said, it's the first year that they've had it. So there's going to be some kinks. Bumps in the road. Yeah, some kinks, if you will, to work out.
It's a kinky rule.
Yeah, for sure. There's kinks in it already.
Yeah.
But that being said, it's not perfect. And I really think that they just need to expand what you can challenge, because I know they're afraid to do that, because when a challenge occurs, whatever you're challenging or whatever the ruling was, they would like to keep the review within the bounds of that. So if it's we're talking about someone's foot was on a line and it's out of bounds, and now we watch the replay, and yeah, sure, the foot was on the line, but then that same player also committed an offensive foul in the moment.
I see. Yeah.
And now the coach is like, well, fuck, everyone just saw that. Clearly you're going to make this ruling, but they're not allowed to go outside of what they're reviewing.
That's the same exact way the rule works in the NFL. It's they go by the call on the field. The call on the field is what they're reviewing.
Facts.
So, but what that opens up is now the refs can call whatever they want. And well, I guess that's not really. I thought I had a point there, but I was gonna say now the refs can kind of call whatever they want, and then it's the review is just them reviewing whatever they
whatever they decide. Yeah, whatever they select. Because they could. I mean, I guess the coach also has some say in what he's challenging, but I see what you're saying. Based on what the refs decide to review.
Or decide to call at first.
Their call, their initial call.
They can see two. What if the refs see two infractions, but they only call one of them? So but they can choose which one they want to call. And
what if
that can get sticky?
like LeBron travels, but then he just fucking slaps, fucking backhands TJ McConnell right in the face.
Yes.
Like right after he traveled, but they called travel. Now and then they challenge it. Vogel, he's like, I do not accept this. Challenging him.
You guys are ridiculous.
This is unlivable.
Unlivable.
And then they review it and they watch the replay and they're like, oh shit, like, I don't know, is it a travel, is it a non-travel? Meanwhile, like the entire arena is like, damn, did y'all just see LeBron backhand TJ McConnell?
Yeah.
They're just like, I don't know what you're talking about. He took 3 steps.
Which, now that we've gotten this far with just you and I talking about it, like, shouldn't they also, like, if you're there looking at the replay, you probably should, just in the spirit of replay being a thing, like, you should call the other infraction, right? Like, oh, look what we also missed. Like, shouldn't you call that, right?
Yeah, I feel like it would be like common sense. And this is the issue that occurred when James Harden's dunk did a little like floopity floppity loopty loop and just appeared to have been a missed dunk.
It clearly went in, though. It just kind of went back. It had spin on it and it went back around and it bounced on the rim, and like it's like an illusion. It looked like it just bounced out, but it actually did go through the hoop, go down, and then it just came back up. So yeah,
bro, you sound like Kyrie Irving. It's all an illusion, man.
It's all an illusion. You got to let the ball be the ball, man. Whether it's a sphere or it's flat, you got to let the ball just be a ball.
I get most of my research from Instagram, But yeah, so they had that replay going, and everybody could see, like, in the moment, you couldn't tell that he made it. It was too fast. He himself admitted that he didn't actually know if it went in. He thought he missed it. That's why he runs after the ball and all that jazz. But once that replay is shown and the whole arena, everyone all can clearly see that the shit went in, there should be some sort of like common sense. Like, if it was in the fucking replay, it doesn't matter how we got to this point. No, now that we're watching it,
yes,
it's pretty simple. Like, now that we're watching it, just make the right call. Regardless of whatever happened before or why we're watching it. Like, just make the right call. And no, we're not going to watch the whole fucking game and change calls after the fact, which is why I don't think they should
replay the whole
I don't think they should
ending.
Do shit. I don't think they should do shit. And it's definitely
but should they award them 2 points?
That's the thing. I don't even know what they should do, because it's the ref's mistake. Because someone brought this up on like Hoops Collective, the Windhorse pod. How many times have you watched the game and all of a sudden the score goes up by like 1, and they're like Jason Tatum's 2 is ruled a 3 actually. After the commercial, and now you're like, oh, okay. They easily could have did that. Like, they had a long time, a whole 20-point fucking lead swindling away amount of time.
Yep.
To just do that. And if they would have did that, nobody would have said shit. We wouldn't even be talking about this right now.
But here's the interesting thing about that game in particular. Like, if the Rockets lose by like 15 or 20, it's almost kind of a non sequitur, but they lost by 2. And you figure if that dunk had counted, the game goes to overtime and possibly different result, right?
Yeah, it did go. It went to double overtime.
Well, I should say,
but it would have just
said triple overtime. Yeah, but
or just ended in regulation.
Ended in regulation, right? Exactly.
2 more points. But yeah, and then of course, Lonnie Walker, breakout game, 28 points. Possibly my number 1 pick in the hair draft. If we did the hairstyle draft,
okay.
I'm tanking to get his hair. 28 points breakout game, but like no one gives a shit because of the drama of the basket, and it doesn't. Should they count it? Should they replay the last 740 of the game? What should they do and all that? So, but yeah, Lonnie Walker doing his thing.
It's nice hair. I mean, it's nice hair. I don't need a second look at that. It's good. I mean, I come from a point of just, there is no more hair, so any hair is awesome. But
True.
if I was in his situation, I'd take that hair.
True. You're looking at Alex Caruso like, damn, bro, like you need a haircut, fam.
Yeah, this guy's a hippie over here. I don't
yeah, get a job.
Alex Caruso, you need to cut that shit.
yeah. Lonnie Walker has like a like kid and play flat top thing, like 2.0,
or
like it goes up a little bit, but then he's got like some dangling action on top.
It's good. It's like if Kid and Play like had sex with that one the teenage dinosaur, the boy dinosaur from the show Dinosaurs.
This is all fucked up, man.
What?
Just a teenager, man. You're gonna have Kid.
Oh, okay.
Both Kid and Play are gonna have their way with the fucking teenage dinosaur from the dinosaur family. Let
me reword that because I don't like how it's coming out now with you repeating it. But if you remember,
John, take a seat. It's Chris Hansen.
Take a seat.
It's dinosaur Chris Hansen.
Hey, why don't you come over here and have a seat? No, right here. Just right here is good. I don't know. The boy teenage dinosaur from the show Dinosaurs had like that floppy thing that went down over his face.
Oh, and, he was like emo a little bit. He was like,
he had the floppy hair that went high up over his head. It looked like a dinosaur crest, but then it like flopped down over, like it was like a twig of hair, like it was Lonnie Walker's hair.
Interesting.
It's good. It's good.
Was it like the kind of haircut that like cuts off one eye? Was it in his face?
Yeah, it was like that early 90s, like early to mid 90s, exactly. Like like Jonathan Taylor Thomas or
Joey Lawrence.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to just have so much confidence in their game that like they just go with that haircut. Where like it's literally blocking out one of their eyes, and they're just like fuck it. And
I thought somebody had that for a while. Well, no, I think you're right. I haven't seen that yet.
Not quite, like even oh man, fuck. Why can't I remember his name right now? Anglerfish guy. Anglerfish guy. What the fuck? He's
got the light bulb that comes down over his face.
Yeah, he's on the Knicks now, but he cut his hair. He was formerly a Magic point.
I thought you were talking about I thought you were trying to figure out the actual fish in your head, but yeah.
The anglerfish.
Yeah, it's an anglerfish. Wait, who is he? He's on the Knicks, you said?
Yeah, you remember him from the Magic mainly. Like he was on the Magic for a long time. Alfred Payton.
Shit. Yeah. Also good hair.
Yeah. See, he approached that, but even he had the sensibility to like his shit came out like a baseball cap bill almost,
Okay.
But I want to see someone forego that step and just fucking full on teenager from the Dinosaurs, like just block out one eye.
Now I've got to figure out that fucking dude's name. Teenager from Dinosaurs.
Yeah, I actually forgot all about that character because all I remember is like the baby and like the dad.
Yeah, that's these are deep cuts for sure.
And what is it? The first cut is the deepest. Beautiful words. Beautiful.
Is that about somebody committing suicide?
I don't know. It could be about slicing a birthday cake.
Okay, fair enough.
It could be about slicing a pizza.
So,
yeah,
LeBron straight up just LeBron has traveled before, right? Like it happens. Sometimes it's just an accident. And the one against the Jazz was also an accident. But like that's just like clear cut. Like you got to call that. Like there's 3 refs on the court at any given time. Am I right?
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just in these Heat games I've been watching, but I mean I've seen it in other games too. I feel like the refs are a little bit more intense this season. Like I see them calling, they're like dusting off old shit that I forgot about and calling it.
What do you mean?
I just feel like they tightened up a little bit. Like they're calling way more travels than I notice that I remember. Yeah, I feel like they're calling more travels. They're calling carries. They're calling. They're calling a lot of stuff. I've seen a lot of like force out, like guys pushing dudes out of bounds, and like those calls. And they just feel like they're getting a little more serious about some of this shit. So I feel like they just chose not to call that. You know?
Really? But like that one, if their goal is to get more serious about calls, like that's the dude with the ball in his hands. Like he's just, I mean, I know you can get a little lazy because like, you know, like the guy bringing the ball up the court, like that mistake that he made, that happens like one time out of like a million. You know what I mean? Like that almost never happens. He literally like stopped, held the ball in his hand for like 2 seconds, like with his hand underneath the ball. So it's carrying or travel, whatever you want to call. Takes 2 to 3 steps, and then defender of the Jazz is like pointing at him like, "What the hell are you doing?" Like,
yeah, he's outraged.
It made me physically mad. I'm like, "Come on, you've got to call that shit." That's just gross negligence right there.
Yeah, they either saw it and are just like it's like the epitome of a superstar call, you know, like the most superstar call of all time, where they're just like, "Yeah, nah, I'm not going to call that because it's LeBron." Like, or they just missed it. Like they just missed it. And it's like, it was so subtle that, and plus you don't expect that, you know, it's like, it's LeBron. Like if he's just chilling, he could probably eat a taco and dribble a basketball. So it came out of the blue. So who knows? I
want you to have like some like dramatic sad sounding piano music while you listen to me narrate a letter I'm writing to Adam Silver, like in my head, like you hear my voice being, you hear my Mr. Silver, to whom it may concern. I would like to bring to your attention this travel. Clearly, the man is carrying the ball. It's like this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. This will not stand, sir. This will not stand.
Therefore, I'm canceling my subscription to League Pass. I'm boycotting the NBA in my household.
I will never type NBA in my browser ever again, sir. Ever again. Just cut that part out. I don't know.
we can rat out the plug, you know.
It's true, actually.
It's got to remain secret.
Just put a long beep over that.
Yeah. I don't know. Like that didn't really bother me that much, but it is fucking frustrating. Like if that was against the Heat, I would have been furious.
Of course. Furious. Yeah.
But that's another reason why if the Rockets had protested that basket and tried to get the league to give them the win or make them replay the last ending of the game or whatever, last 7 minutes.
Yeah.
That's an example of why the NBA would not do that. Because like if we could just go back and be like, look, clearly he traveled, and change that to a turnover or whatever, like or if we change Harden's basket to a made basket, now the other team could be like, well, Westbrook clearly traveled. Like if you look here at a minute, like 4:57 left in the fourth quarter, and then where does it end? Where does it end?
Where does it end? Yeah, where does it end? That's a good. I see your point. Like it's just, you know, because then everybody the league will just, their league office will get flooded with protests and shit like that. So
even though I hate that argument, that's like the shittiest explanation for why someone feels this type of way. Just like, well, if you let them do this. Where does it end?
Where does it end?
Be marrying animals, and it's like, whoa. Like what the fuck are you talking about?
That is exactly where I thought you would go with that. Yeah. Well, once they start marrying each other, then they'll start marrying animals. And
I hate that argument, but here I am, like, where does it end? If Harden's basket counts, then it's like, yeah, you can go and look at all kinds of missed calls, because there's always going to be missed calls. And this is a rare situation where, even though I feel like baseball is going away from this, I feel like baseball has always had this element of like, you just got to accept this shit. You just gotta what happened here, it fucking happens. Okay, like human decisions included.
But they have the replay now too, so it is what it is.
Yeah. Over time, they're moving, but they're all like, like apprehensive about moving toward like further than that direction.
Yeah, baseball's full of like purists. Like their fans there's a lot of purists in there, and they're like, I don't want anything changed from the way it was played in the 1800s. Like, well, okay, like you want nothing changed. Like you gotta. These guys are like, for all the change you don't want, these guys are going to pop steroids whenever they fucking feel like it. So, whatever. Yeah.
But I feel like a little bit of that spirit is what is necessary to move past this ridiculous thing with that dunk. But going forward though, like we said, they should, if it's something you see in the replay, common sense, like you should be able to make that call. Yep. But as far as that specific game, it's just like, what happened that day, it fucking happened. Like that's part of the game. All of those things are part of the game. Maybe Mike D'Antoni should have taken it to the point of getting a technical, that he was so mad about it. Who knows, but all kinds of little butterfly effect bullshit could have went down.
But it's embarrassing, right, for the refs.
I think it's embarrassing for the refs, and but in a way, the Rockets are kind of winning on this shit because
they should be,
because nobody is talking about how they fucking embarrassingly lost.
It's true.
If this little basket fiasco didn't happen, then the real story would be like, wow, y'all, that was embarrassing.
Yeah, the Spurs made an awesome comeback, and so I hear you. Carmelo Anthony's back.
Yeah, he just got his contract fully guaranteed. I think he's been playing good. They've been doing they've been using him slightly different than he has before. Like he's been the roll guy and pick and rolls and shit, which like I don't really think he did a whole lot before. And he's actually shooting well, like with his spot up shots, like catch and shoot type shit, which they need that shit. I
like it. That's the role we all thought he would have. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm happy for him because he really wanted to get back in, but at the same time, I kind of didn't like for a while how he was so. I'm going to be sort of a wet blanket here, but I didn't like for a while how everybody was or how he was always, like I'm not going to be coming off the bench and I'm not going to be playing defense and all this stuff, and it's just like, well, then that's why these teams don't want you. Like that's if you're going to like come right out and say that shit, like nobody's going to want you on the team. So.
It's true. This is definitely not going to help his I ain't coming off the bench mentality. Like, this is not helping at all.
It's not.
But, like nobody wanted him possibly because of that. I think because of that. It reminds me so much of Iverson, his former teammate.
True.
But here he is because a team needed him, they were in a situation where he's not going to come off the bench. So, and they're cool with it. And it's actually effective. And so he kind of, to earn that, he had to wait. He had to pay that price and wait like all this time until that situation, came to fruition.
I was a little surprised that it was Portland that took him of all teams. I'm sure Houston was giving him. Well, actually, Houston did look at him for a little while. I don't know what I was thinking there, but I was a little surprised. Portland. I guess they were. I guess they felt like they to me overperformed last season, and this season have just been sort of at least off to a slow start. But they're only 9th in the West now. But I think when they got him, they were a little further down.
Oh yeah. They're on a nice little run here since they got him.
So I guess it's worth it. I mean, if they're just, they extended his contract for the rest of the season and, see what he can do for them. And he's only, how old is Carmelo Anthony?
Is he 34?
6'8", 238.
He's 35.
35, yeah. So I mean, he's still a serviceable player. I mean,
Yeah, that's another thing. I just like him. Like I've always liked him. I've never had him on like my favorite team or anything, so I don't know what it's like what that experience is like.
Yeah,
but I like him, and I feel like part of what's happened with him is that the game has changed a little bit, and
he didn't keep up. Yeah.
Fans also think differently, but I feel like he's reminiscent of a '90s type superstar. When I don't know, his refusal to be anything other than that's just the main scorer. Like he has he believes in his shit, and he does not accept any other possibility. That I like that about him.
I'd go a little bit further and even say he's sort of like he's got that Kobe sort of thing going on where he's like, I am the best player on the team. Y'all kind of have to accept it. Give me the damn ball type of a thing. I'm going to take shots and some of them won't go in. And it seems kind of unfair that I didn't pass to you, but oh well, I'm the best player on the team. I don't know. Maybe that's, I think he has a little bit of Kobe in him in that way.
Yeah. Essentially, fuck out of here. I got it.
Yeah. But I mean, so here he is on the season, field goal percent 45, 3-point percent 38. That's good. That's like somebody who never left. You know what I mean? Free throws 86, points per game almost 17, rebounds almost 6. Well, that's just him being 6'8" and getting a few that come off the. Whatever,
he's always been a good rebounder. I feel like I think when you would only see it in flashes when he would actually he would be like, all right, tonight I'm getting some fucking rebounds. Like he'll get rebounds just being out there. But I think his rebounding skill, things like that, you overlook in your prime. But now that he is where he is now, that's added value to like what he brings to the table. Because he's not Melo of the past.
Yeah, he's not. I mean, I don't think Portland was expecting him to be like a slashing guy anymore, or like a big wing like he used to be with Denver. But I mean, he's doing what every other player does when they get to that age. They're good. He's good at shooting. He's a great 3-point shooter, and he just does what he can to get open, grab a few rebounds, just be serviceable.
Yeah. And honestly, if you can play, you're a lock for Hall of Famer. And here's the kicker, the most important part. Uh-huh. You have a catchphrase. You should be on a team because that's selling. I'm going to be there. I want to be there to watch him get a rebound and just scream like, fuck out of here. I got it. Yeah, I think people forget like how good he was when he was younger. And for how long, like when you look at all his like totals and shit, you're like, oh shit, this guy's clear like a legend. Because of
is he Hall of Fame bound? He has to be, right?
I think he is. I think he is. He's like a Karl Malone type guy, except
Karl Malone has some intimidating numbers, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying it's true. He's not all the way there, but he doesn't have a ring and he's a Hall of Famer, Okay. But the major difference is there. Yeah, Karl Malone's better, but also Karl Malone had John Stockton. I don't think Melo really ever had a player as good as John Stockton, like on his team.
Ooh, I mean, that's a tough combination there because you're talking Stockton, about most amount of assists and steals all time, like any other player. Yeah. So, but I mean, but do you? Yeah. I mean, okay. So Karl Malone, you're saying has as many points as he does because he had John Stockton there.
No, I wasn't even taking it that far, but I like that too. We can. That's like I just barely pierced the skin, and you just like shoved it in there.
I fucked the hell out of the skin.
Yeah.
So you're saying Carmelo Anthony, like he never had like the perfect sidekick, and that's why he didn't boss him a little better.
Yeah, he essentially he never had really, really good teams like some of these other guys that he's compared to.
Yeah. Denver had a hard time putting a team around him. They went to. They had some good playoff runs there that were fun. But yeah, no, you're right for sure.
And it's not like when he is on a team, like if you put him on a team that was filled with superstars, that he would disappear, because you have like the Olympics to look to, where he's one of the best if not the best, like Olympic basketball player stats wise and shit that we've ever had.
Yeah, you always mention that. I never. You obviously know a little more about the Olympic stuff than I do. I tend to like. I liked it when I was younger, but you kept up with it. But he has the best. He has the best Team USA stats of any player all time.
Yeah, I think he has like a solid argument to be the best NBA basketball Olympian. I mean, not NBA, but USA. He's got 3 gold medals and stuff. Him doing that though on those teams with all those other amazing players, at the very least proves to me that if he had a better team when he was in his prime, he would have been able to do it.
That's a good point. Yeah, he needed somebody. Yeah, and you're right. He needed better talent around him. That's fair. Yeah,
he won the chip in college as a freshman. Like
he did. Yes,
with his little brace.
You want to hear? I'm going to give you an interesting comparison here of two different players. Okay, 2 different players we're evaluating here. I'm just going to say player 1 and player 2, and then I'll tell you afterwards, who they are. So player 1 and player 2 are both in their 4th year in the league, both age 23. Player 1 shoots 38% from the field. Player 2 shoots 35% from the field. Player 1 is averaging 19.9 points per game. Player 2, 16 and a half. Let me see. I had one more stat here. Let me see. Player 1, I have one more stat. I'm sorry, it's coming. Yeah, these guys, they're both in year 4. Well, okay, one of them is currently in year 4. The other one has already been through year 4. But anyways.
But they're both 23, which off top, I know at least that nobody likes them because Blink-182 taught me that. So I at least can assume that.
Player 1 is a 49% field goal percentage. Player 2, I believe, is a little lower at 45. It was. Okay, so player 1 has three better, chosen stats there that I picked. Well, I didn't pick them. This thing that I found picked them. But anyways, player 1 has better stats in all those categories in their 4th year. In their 4th year at age 23. Do you want to guess? Okay, I'll say this. Player 2 is Kawhi Leonard.
Okay.
So in his 4th year in the league, when he was 23 years old, those were his numbers: 48% from the field. All those numbers I gave you. They're all worse than player 1. Do you want to guess who player 1 is, or do you want any clues?
What is player 1's stats?
38% from the field, or 38% from 3-point. Excuse me. 19.9 points per game. And I think it was 49% from the field overall. Those are the only 3 stats I'm using here, by the way.
And these players, we're talking about their age 23.
Yes.
Season. So that doesn't necessarily mean it's right now.
No. Player 1 is right now. He is in his 4th year and he's age 23. So that might give you a little clue as to who it is. Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
I'm fucking detective over here.
I know. It's a little convoluted game. I know it's kind of weird, but yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm fucking being spirited away and washed away.
But player 2 has worse stats. Player 2 is Kawhi Leonard, and he has worse stats in his 4th year in the league when he was 23 than this player who is in their 4th year right now has.
Okay.
So this player is having a better 4th year right now than Kawhi Leonard had when he was in his 4th year, I think 5 years ago.
Interesting. A 4th year player.
Yeah.
Oh, hell.
It's tough, right? Like you're going like through like the draft 4 years ago, and there's a lot of players in there.
It's not Oh wait, but he's averaging 19 points a game.
Yes.
So it can't be like Siakam. He's averaging a lot of fucking points, and I don't even know what year.
Siakam's a great guess, but
but that's not my guess. Yeah, it can't.
Okay, that's fair. Okay.
I'm just narrowing down. I'm just thinking out loud.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Can't be him. Hell. That's
okay.
The toughest part about that is just I don't know. I don't remember in their year 4.
Okay, well I'll narrow it down further, and this will get you to the answer quicker. So he's on my favorite team.
I mean, okay, yeah, that I kind of was already leaning that.
Okay.
Is it? Give me what does it rhyme with? Give me a fake rhyme.
It rhymes with Phelan Crown.
Oh wow! Okay, yeah. I think I know. I think I have a solid guess.
Think you got it off of that clue?
Yeah. Damn, I can't believe Jaylen Brown is in his 4th year already.
That got me a little bit too, actually. But yeah. But yeah, averaging more points per game, better field goal percentage, better 3-point percentage than Kawhi Leonard did when he was in his 4th year.
I will say that's almost, it's like I wouldn't want to do that comparison because Kawhi
I wouldn't either.
Was wacky, and he had an unusual trajectory. Like he got really good all of a sudden really fast after just working at it. And he steadily got good each year, but at one point it was like, oh, holy fuck, he became what he is.
Yes, and those hands are gigantic, and that helps out his game a lot. But it is
that's still good for JB.
It is sort of interesting. At first, I was very I saw this that critique. It was on Twitter somewhere. Somebody made a little video of it, and I was like, oh, that's pretty. It was very curious, and then I was like, okay. I was like, are we for real doing this? Or really comparing Jaylen Brown to Kawhi Leonard? And then I thought about it further, and I was like, well, wait a minute. People are all hating on Jaylen Brown for the contract he just got, the contract extension he just got, and it's like, well, look at his numbers. He's putting up these numbers, and his defense has improved immensely. And if you watch some of his college highlights, his game looks way different from the way he played in college. So, I mean, I don't know. This guy's had a pretty much upward trajectory, and he gets a lot of hate. I think mostly from Philly fans and Lakers fans who when Boston was talking about getting AD, and there were names being talked about being traded, and people were like, Jaylen Brown. And they're like, why would you want Jaylen Brown when you can have Brandon Ingram? People were like, well, what are you kidding me? Do you think Jaylen Brown's better than Brandon Ingram? And it's like, well, yeah. So, it's like, and then he got this huge contract extension, and people were just like, what? They're paying Jaylen Brown that much? He's just a role player. But I don't know. When I see now I'm all for paying players as much money, as is humanly possible. So, but there are times when some players, like why would you pay this guy that much? But I'm starting to be more on board with this contract that he got. As a matter of fact, it took me a little while.
I like Jaylen Brown a lot. I think people are only talking shit because he signed a huge deal. I personally think he's got the potential to grow into that deal. As far as I think by the end of it, people will be like, "Oh, this is actually
a steal."
Yeah, it's actually solid. I also, though, I think that Brandon Ingram is better than him, but I'm not even going to get into that. But so I wouldn't go that far. But yeah, he's just getting hated on because of the contract. But I think if he didn't play on the same team as Jason Tatum, people would be able to see more of what he can do. But it's good for him that it's not good for his recognition probably, but it's good for his basketball IQ and shit to still be playing if he can play with Jason Tatum, and do what he's doing now and continue to improve, then that's great. It shows versatility and shit.
I mean, he did just put up 31 against the mighty Miami Heat the other night.
True.
So
it's true.
Top scorer.
Yeah. He put up 31 against the top 5 team in the NBA. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
That's,
okay, yeah, it's top 5. All right, that's fine.
Gonna slip that one in there.
Yeah, I heard it. No, that wasn't. Well, they're third best in the East, just under, the Celtics. But that's, it is what it is. I love this, by the way. I think in the time that you and I have known each other, have both teams been this close to like skill level at the same time?
I don't think so. Yeah, I was
so.
thinking that while I was watching the game. Like,
yeah,
it should be a real solid season for Heat Celtics battles.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the next game in Miami or wherever it is.
Yeah, anywhere. Shit, Belize.
True. Yeah, but I hope they play in Belize.
Hello.
Is it me you're looking for?
That was Carmelo before the Blazers got him.
Truth.
Or that was the Blazers. They were like, Melo.
Come on, man. You can't.
You're looking for.
You can't dad joke your way through this podcast.
Melodrama no more.
Melodrama. That's good too. Are you looking for more right now? I mean, I'll let you search. Okay.
We've talked way too much about Carmelo Anthony.
Oh, got him. Damn. Take that, Mr.
Real.
Millionaire with natural talent.
Yeah, where's the burn gel for that burn?
Somebody call the burn unit. Top 3 regular season player efficiency rating performances of all time are this season's Luka, Harden, and Giannis.
Yeah, I want to skip over that. I want to skip over that for now, and maybe we'll get to that. But yes, that is true.
Okay.
If you're talking just PER for the regular season, like average PER for the regular season,
jeez, that's crazy.
Yeah, numbers 1 through 3 are currently right now. If they continue it this way all season.
That's interesting.
It's like Giannis, Luka, and Harden.
Damn.
But
that's surprising. Okay, we can skip over it. But yeah, go, that's cool.
Well, we might as well. Now I'm all in.
Okay, yeah. Well, okay, so that's awesome for 2 reasons. One, what are the odds that it happens to be the current season we're in, right? I mean, I guess players do get better over time, but yeah. They're all 3 great players. The second most surprising fact is that Luka in season 2 has one of the top 3 regular season PER performances of all time to start this season.
Age 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. I think though this was true for all 3 of them whenever I said that, like a couple days ago or some shit.
Oh, so it's changed, obviously.
It's changed because Harden dropped down slightly. He actually dropped down pretty far, down to 11. But at the time, there was a moment. But keep in mind here, when we're talking rank 11 all the way up to Luka, who is rank 2, we're talking about less than 1 of a difference. It's about a 0.6 difference in PER.
Okay.
Those, right?
I gotcha. Yeah.
But anyways, there was a brief moment there where Giannis is number 1, 33.94 PER. We talk a lot about PER on this show too. I realize
we do. I mean, it's important.
It's a cool stat. It's cool. It's super cool. Like you used to know him back in the day, bro. He's cool. It's cool, man. He's cool.
It's cool. It's a cool stat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Luka's at number 2 though at 31.88. In the grand scheme of things, of the entire like top fucking 40, there's a similar difference between number 2 and number 40 as there is between number 2 and number 1, who is Giannis.
Wow. Okay, that's really interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And another interesting thing is the guy who's right there fucking with them that they so unusually and unexpectedly kind of pushed aside is Wilt Chamberlain.
Okay. Yeah.
He's number 3 and 4.
Oh, geez. Yeah. Okay.
And
so
8.
it's okay. So it's one of those stats that like he owned it back in the day because he was so tall. Like the NBA had never had a player as tall as Wilt Chamberlain, so he dominated every statistical category. Like if he were in today's league, he would not be as good as he was. But yeah. But that's, I mean, it's still.
I don't know, man. I don't know. He was crazy. I don't even want to get into that because
I don't know that. I know that's a whole other can of worms.
But we are splitting hairs here because number 5 is Michael Jordan, and his best PER season is 87-88, and it was 31.71. Where Wilt Chamberlain at number 4 is 31.74.
Okay, yeah. So you're talking like, like
a teeny weeny
hundredths
difference.
of a point. Yeah, teeny weeny, as it were.
Teeny weeny.
And let me hear that stat again that you said. So the difference between Luka and Giannis is the same amount as the difference between Luka and the 40th best player. Is that correct?
Well, I was estimating, but it's
okay.
I'll just break it down. 40th is 2007-2008 LeBron. It's 29.14.
Okay.
That's number 40 all time. Number 2 is Luka at 31.88. So that's about like a 2-point difference, estimating. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
A little over a 2-point difference. So now let's look at number 2 and number 1, Giannis. Giannis right now is at 33.94.
It's ridiculous.
Luka right now is at 31.88. That's about a 2-point difference, a little over. It's pretty similar.
It is. Yeah.
So historically speaking, it's pretty wild what Giannis is doing. He's all in his own little thing. But the fact that Michael Jordan's best PER season of all time is 87-88 tells me, and also LeBron James' best PER season is 08-09.
Mm-hmm.
That tells me that you don't necessarily need to be doing this.
Oh, okay.
To be winning,
to be a championship. To get a championship. That's a good point. Yeah.
So we don't want to. View shit through that lens.
But it's still an important number. Like the names you see at the top are always like the biggest names, right? Like if your PER is awesome, you are a good player. There's not like any weird outliers in there where they're like, who's this player? You know what I mean? I never heard of him before.
It's true.
It's a solid statistical category to judge players by.
It's true. Talent wise, like individual. Oh, I guess
right.
not. Yeah. Just they're
but not to judge championship ability by.
Exactly.
As you just pointed out. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Does it win? Does it make you win?
Yeah.
I don't think it's like a Moneyball stat or anything.
It's crazy that so I'm going to put it this way, that Giannis and Luka are the top 2 right now, and Giannis is doing it with this like crazy, like how tall is Giannis? Like 6'11", I think. 6'11", can play kind of like a swingman, can play kind of like a guard. He has this like crazy long wingspan, and Luka is just this like kind of average NBA player build. You know what I mean? He's not like crazy muscular. He doesn't have crazy long reach. He just has he's just straight skills.
Yeah, he's talented.
He's talented. He's smart. Yeah, he doesn't even look that quick when he plays. I mean, he gets takes people off the dribble, but it's nothing super flashy that I'm seeing from him. He just does does what it takes to get the ball in the basket.
This is going to be somewhat of a hot take for Celtics world, but like his dribbling, his handle, like when he hits his step back and when he's like really dribbling, it kind of has a Paul Pierce vibe to me.
Ooh.
For the same reasons that you were just saying, you know, like Paul Pierce was never the fastest or like
most muscular,
really anything physically, but he had his like herky jerky, just he'll shake the shit out of you just being clever.
It's true, yeah.
But that's to me is a pretty easy little comparison, but like the difference though is I think that Luka's better. Like and that's where the hot take comes in.
No, I don't. It's not. I mean, it's sort of a hot take because he's only been in the league 2 years. But from what I'm seeing, from what the numbers he's putting up, it's kind of crazy. Like
at his age.
Yeah, there's a guy at work who's always kind of like we have a Trae Young versus Luka Doncic argument. I am on Team Doncic and he's on Team Trae Young. But he's not. Lose. What? You think he's going to lose?
Well, I'm saying he's on the sinking ship, but like but he'll have fun though because Trae Young's fucking awesome. But
Trae Young is awesome. But I think if I had to pick one, I'm taking Luka Doncic.
Yeah, this man already he seems legendary and he's like 20.
Yeah, so. I mean his numbers are crazy. I mean and he's doing this on a team like he's doing this with Kristaps Porzingis next to him. You know, like he wasn't there last year, obviously, but he's doing this now with Kristaps Porzingis. A unicorn basically right next to him.
Yeah,
like that guy should be putting up Luka's numbers.
Yeah, exactly. He's Porzingis isn't really having a good season. He's
pretty bad.
Rusty as fuck. It's gonna take a while for him to like be how he was before.
He's like last season's Gordon Hayward kind of a thing, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And he also at the same time, even if he was 100% like peak performance, he still has to get used to what it's like to play with like European LeBron, essentially.
Right. Yeah. he's I like that. I like that. I like European LeBron. That's kind of Whoa. Coming with the hot takes on your own birthday.
Whoa.
I just unwrapped a gift from you. That was kind of crazy.
Damn.
Yo, so the NBA ratings are down and people are like freaking out about it.
I'm not freaking out about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but I guess the media and possibly the NBA might be concerned. But okay, there's like the natural progression of like less people having cable and stuff like that. But
good point.
Everybody's talking about it like in the media, and it's kind of a soft ass story. But my little nitpick is that in all the shit I've heard of people talking about this, I don't think I've heard anybody mention that we are currently in the longest trade gap since 1968. There hasn't been a trade. It's been so long since a trade was made that there hasn't been that length of time without a trade since the 1968 NBA season.
Really?
Really, facts.
Oh, okay. Hit me with the hit me with the numbers. Okay, so when was the last time a trade was made?
I don't know. It was like June.
Oh, come on.
Shit. It was like, I don't have all
Christ
for you, but no. But the only time there's been longer has been the 2 seasons where there was the lockout, because obviously ain't shit happening when.
I thought you said 1968.
Yeah, outside of those lockout seasons, like we're not even counting those. Because
Oh,
ain't
okay, I
shit
gotcha.
happening
Yeah,
when ain't shit happening.
that's fair.
But,
So okay, so really okay, longest amount
Really?
of time since a trade has happened.
Yeah, and now hear me out here.
Okay,
I feel like the NBA has done a great job through the years of becoming like a year-round subject of discussion that you can talk
Sure.
about, right? Like people
Yeah.
don't even be watching the games and they'll be like, "Hey, did you hear LeBron went to LA?" Like, wow.
That's true.
Like, yeah, gonna win shit or whatever. Like everyone's got their take because there's something that happened. There's something that happened to talk about. Like all the time, the season's not even happening and crazy shit's going down. We're
True.
watching people's Twitter accounts. We're trying to gauge the meaning and like relevance of emojis and shit.
Mhm.
That's all trades and free agency and shit.
It is, yeah. Free agency has become nuts, and I kind of love it.
So that's risen in priority as far as what you look to the NBA for. There's people who don't really watch basketball like that, and they don't give a shit that Giannis' PER is like out of this world, or they're not even really going to watch Luka average a triple double in November, and they'll just look at the highlights and shit.
But do you think that this? Was your point that you're attributing the downed ratings to the fact that there's been a drought in trades?
Yes, I don't think there's anything. I think it's a part of it. Like I feel like you can't talk about that without acknowledging also that you can't talk about the ratings being down without also acknowledging that there hasn't been. Everything's been really chill. There hasn't been any transactions really or trades.
You think people pay more attention to the NBA when there's trades going on more frequently?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And just player, not necessarily trades, but player movement. But everybody moved so much. Like it got to a point. It's almost like a bubble. Like if people's attention span was a bubble, and like it was being filled with like player movement ever since like LeBron decision time. Like all of a sudden now it's like fuck. There's people who just root for players because they're on different teams like all the time.
Yeah, it's true.
And then it's blowing up. And then leading up to like this summer where there was like, fuck, like the Warriors go down, all kinds of wacky shit's going on. And that like popped the bubble because now everybody's like kind of chilling. Everybody's like, I like it here. So nothing's really happening because everyone got to their spots. And I think that makes people less interested because there's no drama or anything. And people are like, oh, fuck, we actually got to watch basketball. Like, okay.
I consider that more of a hot take, to be honest. I think you could attribute down ratings to a number of things. Matter of fact, when you talk about how less and less people have cable, I think that is a huge factor.
That's the largest one for sure.
It's gotta be, but but when you throw something out like that, saying it's the longest drought since there's been a trade, it starts to make you wonder what else is going on. Like, why are people just not trading anymore? Have they caught on to the? I don't know. They just not worried about trades. Like, is it just?
I think it's just the like I was saying, just how much movement occurred this past summer.
Yes,
and people are actually pretty happy where they ended up. And then also teams are embracing the G League more and more. So rather than like make some crazy trade that you're rolling the dice on, fucking call up Duncan Robinson or whoever to go out there, and you never know. You might find someone like Duncan Robinson.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah.
But, just if Karl Anthony Towns right now went on Twitter and was like, I want to go to the Miami Heat, and in a hypothetical world, and then like ends up being traded midseason to the Heat, wouldn't that put more of an incentive to watch the fucking first Heat game that has Karl Anthony Towns?
Yeah.
Everybody's going to want to see that, just because it's interesting. And we haven't had a moment like that outside of like maybe opening all the opening games of this season. But now it's like, all right, oh, okay, Westbrook and Harden on the same team. Oh, interesting. Like, but now
I will say, I
done with
will,
all that.
I will say that teams will become more and more reticent to trade players because of this whole thing where players can now dictate what team they really want to be on. So if you make a trade and the players that come to your team really didn't want to be there, they were happy where they were, or they'd rather just be somewhere else, they can just, like you said, they could just get on Twitter and say, I want to go here. I don't want to be in this place anymore.
Yeah,
I'm going to
I don't want
badmouth.
to be here.
Yeah.
Eric Bledsoe.
Yeah. So maybe teams are like, well, what's the point in trading if the guy is just going to demand to get up to leave the team anyways, and he can do it? You know what I mean? And you have to sort of give in because you're not going to have a guy on your team that doesn't want to be there. Huh. Makes
It's
you
true.
think.
That's true. That could also be making
Makes
them a
you
little
think.
gun shy.
Yeah, because why make a trade? I mean, it has to be. I mean, you almost have to consult. Both teams have to consult the opposing player and say, "Is this a team you're cool with being traded to?" Which is kind of nuts. The amount of power that these guys have now.
Yeah, if I want Chris Paul, and if I'm like the Kings, and I'm like, you know what? I'm the Kings. I'm fucking wild. I want Chris Paul.
Yeah.
And then I call like Sam Presti or whatever, and I'm like, yo, what's up on Chris Paul? And he's like, hey, baby, you can have Chris Paul all day, anytime you want. Give you Chris Paul right now.
I will take these impressions all day.
I'll be like, word, cool.
Word. Yeah.
I bet. And then hang up, because now I got to actually call Chris Paul and be like, what's up, family? I would like to welcome you to the Kings organization. He'd be like, and then what if he's like, hold on, what?
Yeah.
Like, nah, fuck y'all, I'm not, then you're not going to do that. So, the players definitely have more power, and that also makes trades more interesting. It's a little, you got to get into the politics and society of the players amongst themselves just to start moving them, the big guys at least.
Players are starting to treat who they play for like the way normal people treat a job. They're like, I don't want to be at this place anymore. I'll go find another place to work. You know what I mean? And
rightfully so.
I mean, it is where your career is so short. I mean, your career is a little bit longer in the NBA than it is in other sports. But you basically, if you're good, if you're like Vince Carter, you can stay playing until you're in your 40s and you're likable and all that stuff. You can stay playing and link to your 40s. But if not, you're just an average dude who never knows when you're going to get sent down to the G League and may never get play ever again.
Yeah, busting Achilles or whatever.
Their future
slip on a banana peel at Kroger.
I missed that. Yeah, I mean, Kroger is a dangerous place. I mean, they're well known for having spills in their produce department.
They're not sending their best, let me tell you.
They're not sending their best. They're sending. You know what? I was about to quote the president there. It was not going to be good.
These bananas are out of control.
These bananas are ridiculous.
This motherfucker.
God damn. That's good. Yeah, well, that's interesting. I don't know where you're finding these like crazy facts. This whole like if you're going to like NBAcrazyfacts.com.
Nah, I just be listening to shit and reading shit, and then like I'll try to remember ones that pop out to me.
That thing about the trades, that's interesting, and now it's making me wonder why that is the way it is.
It's true. That's something that's getting slept on that I think should be talked about. All right, though. That being said, another thing, there's other things that come into play here. And on December 15th, I believe, more than 120 players become trade eligible.
When? Sorry?
December 15th.
Oh, so in like 9 days.
Because exactly 9 days. Because when you are traded, you cannot not when you're traded, when you're signed in free agency, you can't be traded for, I think it's like 90 days, or I don't know how many days. an amount of days that leads up to 9 days from today.
You have to spend you have to spend a minimum amount of time with the team that you signed with before they can actually trade you. Is what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All those players become trade eligible on December 15th.
Well, now there's well, now I feel like you and I are the only ones who are like looking at this like as a countdown. Like I kind of want to see if anybody does any trades, because now it's like that'll break the drought.
Yeah, people are out there watching. Like the nerds are watching.
The nerds are always watching.
Yeah, regular folks are these folks. They are they're probably just chilling and not paying attention to this, but yeah. A bunch of players become trade eligible pretty soon, and that's going to open things up.
I need to keep track of these like little mini impressions that you keep throwing in here. Was that Obama that you just did when you said folks? Okay, that was Obama, dude. Right? Okay,
that was awesome. I feel good that I pulled that one off.
We are not paying attention to the long drought between trades in the NBA. That's good. Good.
So, Godspeed.
Godspeed. Thank you, sir.
Parties.
Enjoy your birthday.
It's true. This is the day of my birth.
Are you
years ago?
Are you celebrating?
Am I celibate?
Why would I ask that? Are you celebrating?
It's just a casual question.
Fucking Sean over here.
Hey,
it's just a simple question.
Hey, pasta la vista.
Hey, hasta la pasta.
Yeah,
motherfucker. The best. I do too. I want to be still alive sometimes.
Oh man, I don't even want. He's always gonna be alive.
Yeah, he's evergreen. That's true.
Yeah, he's like Paul Bunyan.
Paul Bunyan. That's a new one, but I'll let you rock. I'll let you have that one. They say he couldn't read one lick of the book.
They say he finished the water eye in 20 minutes.
Oh man, you are trampling his grave.
Nah, man. It's not his love.
He's alive. I'm guessing he's alive.
Yeah. But yeah.
All right, bro. Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Jonathan, my colleague, my friend.
Alexis. Mi amigo, mi compadre.
So I says to the guy,
Oh, it's always good.
Yeah, I'll catch you later.
All right, bro.